You how we mix for worship on the x32. First, some things about the mixer. When you first turn it on, you'll want to go to Scenes and then use the first dial knob to select Main Gathering, and you can press Go on that same dial knob, and then it wants you to confirm, and you do that with the page select by pressing Yes, and the mixer goes to those settings. Then you can hit View to turn it off. And that's how you get all of our settings, things that we've saved as we've been using it, and this is our default settings for all of our instruments. Let me show you the left side of the board first. There's 4 layers and they get controlled by these 4 buttons. On the first layer is channels 1 through 32, or 1 through 16, sorry, and we have all of our percussion and bass, electric, acoustic, 2 keyboards. On the second layer we have 3 more keyboards, some auxiliary lines, choir mics, our ambient mics, our 4 vocal mics, the baptistry, and the pastor's mic. On the third layer we have some more auxiliaries. Auxiliary 5 and 6 is our iMac computer mix. Anything that comes from audio from ProPresenter comes into auxiliary 5 and 6. And then we have these purple ones are effects on the instruments and the drums, and vocal effects and vocal delay, which we don't use much. Fourth layer, I can't explain that right now, but you need to leave it alone. Don't go to the fourth layer. On the right hand side, these are buses. I call these buses for these groups. So if we have a drum, electric, acoustic, keyboard, auxiliary, vocals, other mics, which is the pastor's mic, headsets, and playback. If I hold down select on drums, you'll see here are all the channels that are in this group. So if I do anything to this group and mute, it will mute everything that's in that group. Same thing for electric, you can see here, acoustic, and they're color coded as well, blue and blue. Keyboards are green. There's 3 more. The auxiliaries are here. The choir, vocals have choir, the ambient, and the handheld mics. The headsets are here. Playback are all of these auxiliaries, including our ProPresenter iMac. Another thing you need to be aware of, controls on the board, are these mute groups here. If I want to mute everything in the band, we have a band mute group, and all those are assigned. You can see how they flash on and off. Same thing for vocals on layer 2, choir, and the handheld mics, all in that vocal mute group. And we only use vocal effects when we're singing, and we can mute those when somebody's talking. We want to mute the effects. It's not drastic, but it would be noticeable, so let's just mute those when somebody's talking. So that's kind of the basic controls, and then obviously you have your main, it says LR left right. This is your main volume for everything. It overrides everything else. Pushing from there is going to raise everything on the board. I guess the last thing I need to tell you, group 4 is the foyer mix, and so there's to mute it, and everything in the mix goes there to the foyer. So whatever you're mixing is all being sent there.